Hello, welcome to a day in my life, but we are starting with the planning portion of my day. I was gonna kick this vlog off with my face and just saying hi and good morning, and then I realized I have my pajamas on backwards, and I really wanna get my day planned out. I just feel so much better, and I'm already doing it later in my morning routine than I typically would because I was waiting until she went down for her first nap. I just always feel so much better and like absolutely ready to start the day when I get the day planned out. So I am still just planning in a notebook, just like I have been in all the other vlogs. This Papermate Flare is super duper smushy. We are not gonna use that for the rest of this planning. So it is Wednesday, February 21st. Wow, I cannot believe we have like a week left in February. I have been putting off this day in the life, to be totally honest. So the day that this video is going live is actually my birthday. I film about a month in advance for the vlogs and the Plan With Me's. And I felt like all this pressure, I felt like it should be something special or something unique because, oh, my birthday's falling on a Monday this year. So I was kind of like putting off what day I was gonna film. And then I finally decided I'm putting way too much pressure on it. This is just all in my head. So I had planned to do it yesterday. If you watched the last Plan With Me video, that's when it was written down, was to do on Tuesday. And then I'll be totally honest with you, yesterday I just forgot. I forgot to kick off the vlog and I forgot to vlog. And I realized at like 10 or 11 a.m. I was like, I forgot to vlog today. So here we are doing it the next day on Wednesday. But it kind of works out because what I'm working on today, or one of the things, is filming my goals video for next month. And so I thought I would talk you through and kind of share my process for getting prepared for the next month in terms of goals. But let's get today planned out. I'm getting ahead of myself, although I'm gonna put that in here. So morning routine, I'm not doing a load of laundry today. Laundry, getting it in and getting it switched is part of my morning routine because that timing I can more accurately predict, but getting it folded and put away is not part of my morning routine. So I typically will do that as a separate to-do item if I am doing laundry that day. And then workout, I also have separated out from my morning routine so that if it doesn't happen right, like first thing in the morning, it's okay. Wednesdays, it has to happen first thing in the morning because I have to get ready for the live. So that pretty much will for sure happen. Then the next two things are to get ready and prep for the live. I like to kind of group things together in my day in kind of chunks. In my head, they kind of line up with like naps and wake windows for my little one, and then when my mom is gonna be here to help, etc. But it's not always perfect. Like I might actually do the prep for the live like before I work out while I'm sitting in here and finishing my coffee. We'll see. And then the same thing here. Well, yeah, what I wanna do, that doesn't make any sense, Laken. Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna vlog about the goals and film the top down portion of the goals. In my head, I was originally just thinking I wanna do that while the camera is already set up like this, but I wanna talk through the process, and like I mentioned, my pajamas are on backwards and I'm not ready to show my face yet, so that's just gonna happen later. Normally I draw an arrow from prep to the live, but since there's stuff in between. So then at 12, we have the live chat, and then after the live, I have 4 work-related things that I'd like to get to while I still have a little bit of help from my mom. So we have the recap of the live, and then my communication routine that I do every day, and then filming the actual goals, and reels. Again, while I'm already getting ready, hair, makeup, all the things. I wanna do as many things as I can that is in front of the camera. So that's it in terms of, oh, and then one more thing is to finish the podcast stuff. I edited the episode, but I need to do like the thumbnail and whatnot for tomorrow's podcast episode. So that is all the work-related stuff. Then in the evening, the only thing I really have for the evening is to cook dinner and then do my PM routine. I don't have any plans tonight, which is kind of nice because we have kind of a busy weekend coming up. So I'm excited to have kind of a chill night. Sometimes I try to put some personal things in between work and like my evening stuff, but on Wednesdays, because my work stuff goes a little bit like later in the afternoon, I know you're probably thinking like you're not working until 5, like what is later? And I completely understand. I am very thankful to work for myself and have the flexibility. But as we get later in the day, my energy is definitely dwindling. And so by the time I finish all of this stuff, I'm gonna need a break. Just chill time, hang out with my girl before dinner. And so I'm not gonna try to do any of my like personal kind of householdy things today in the evening. All right, like I said, I was pretty sure that I was gonna go ahead and prep the live while I'm in here in my office doing the steps that are part of my morning routine and finishing up my coffee. That's pretty much how I do it every Wednesday. And now it is time to go work out, which we will talk about in the living room. All right, before I hop on the bike, I wanna talk about 2 things. Number 1, I have these beautiful windows in our living room and I love them. And I have made it part of my morning routine that every morning I open up the blinds so that we get some natural light in here. And Lila and I will spend time in this room in the morning. I was thinking this morning that given the time she has been waking up and the time that the sun rises, once daylight savings hits, it is, I don't know why I'm standing and talking because I wanted to like look at the windows while I told you. It is gonna be dark in here in the morning. At least for a little bit. Like there will be a time period where the sun will not come up because I know the sun's rise adjusts every day. But when we spring forward and it goes forward an hour, she's gonna be up and it's gonna still be dark out, and that is gonna be just no fun for us. Anyways, that was just a random thought I was having this morning. I know most people are huge fans of, I can never remember, you can remind me if you want, which one is considered daylight savings, which one is not. To be honest, it doesn't matter to me which one is which, because I think that the world, we all are like, let's get rid of it. I don't foresee that happening. So I don't think it matters which one is which. The point is, I know a lot of people prefer the one that we are going to because people like it to stay lighter later in the day. And I hear you, but for those of us who are morning people, I prefer where we're at right now. That is just me. Anyways, come back, Charlie. The other thing I want to talk about, actually, before we do that, let me show you this cute kitty. Oh, hi, sweet girl. Look at this cute, fluffy kitty girl. Oh, hello, hello. Anyways, what I wanted to quickly touch on is my thoughts on working out and actually how it kind of pertains to future goals. So I've mentioned this in vlogs before. For Q1, I did not set specific workout goals. I would like to work out a certain number of days each week at a certain amount of time, but I'm not tracking it anywhere. Okay, well, that's not totally true. I'm gonna tell you in a second. I'm not tracking it along with my other goals. Let's put it that way. And so I'm not holding myself accountable to doing it in that capacity. However, I am tracking the amount of minutes I am working out each day and each week with the intention of potentially setting a goal for it in Q2, which I will, when I talk about my goals later in the vlog, I will talk about how I've already brainstormed for Q2. And working out is one of the things I think I am going to include in my Q2 goals, and I'm just trying to decide how I'm gonna do it, because recently I have been really good at getting it in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm pretty consistent. Monday and Tuesday, I do a 20-minute strength class. Monday is legs, Tuesday is arms. And then Wednesday, I do a 15-minute bike, 15-minute ride. And then depending on what time I get on the bike, and you know, cause then I have to stop and get ready for the live, etc., I will sometimes do like a 10-minute arms and light weights afterwards. And those 3 things I've been doing very consistently. So I pretty much get in at least like those 3 days, at least those 3 workouts, if not 4. Thursday and Friday are still very much hit or miss. Some weeks I interrupt the story about my working out to tell you that I just had to delete footage off my camera and realize that the last day in the life I did was also a Wednesday. I'm sorry. My goal is to mix it up and do different days of the week so you can see different things, but it is what it is. Anyways, the Thursday and Friday workouts are sometimes hit or miss. So originally I was thinking I was gonna set a goal to do like a weekly minute goal. And actually was inspired because Peloton has like goals that you can set now, and you can set like a weekly minute goal. And so that was my original thought. And then I was like, or do I want it to be a certain number of times per week? I could also do both. I don't know. But right now what I'm doing is I'm just tracking in a notes app on my phone how many workouts and how many minutes total I'm doing each week, or how many days, not how many workouts, that I'm doing each week, so that I have data to then set realistic goals when it comes to Q2. So even though, again, it's not a goal, and if I miss a day, I am not hard on myself at all. I mean, I have a 5.5-month-old, I have a business, it is the middle of winter, like there's a lot going on. And so if I miss a day, it's not a big deal. It's more about like, where am I at right now? And then how can I set goals that push me slightly? So with that, let's get on the bike. What time is it? I think I have plenty of time to do, to do both a 15-minute ride and arms and light weights before it's time to get ready for the live. I was just getting distracted by this cute kitty behind us. Charlie. Oh, pretty girl. It is some amount of time later, and I just sat here and scrolled Instagram for an unnecessary amount of time. I was like, I'm not quite done with my coffee, so let me take the last couple of sips and open up my phone. Like, just judging me. You said you were gonna get above the couch and work out, Mom. I mean, I am, I just don't know if I have time to do the arms class. All right, something's better than nothing. Let's go. I'm up. I did it. I did the ride. And it turns out that was my 150th cycling ride, which is not like a giant milestone by any means, but like there's people that are hitting their multiple hundreds, thousandth, but it's a nice fun round number. It also coincides with, I realized that this next month will be 3 years since we got our Peloton, and so it will be paid off, which is really exciting. We will still have to pay the monthly like membership fee, but the actual like paying for the bike monthly. The other thing I really love about Peloton is you can filter on like competing with just yourself. So if you have done the ride before, you can see your output that like was just you on that prior ride. So the one I just did, I had done in May of 2021, literally almost 3 years ago. And so at the first half of the ride, I was like keeping up with myself, and then I started to lose it. Since being pregnant, I have not been able to beat myself on any of the rides, but it is a nice like benchmark that I'm working towards. I think I'm gonna keep just doing 15 minutes until I can like keep up with my prior self before I level up to 20 minutes, but there aren't as many 15-minute options. And I feel like I have like 1 or 2 more that I've bookmarked, and then I'm through them all. So I may upgrade to 20 minutes, we'll see, but I did it. All right, I know the lighting is not the best here in the bathroom, but I need to start getting ready, and just looking at the clock, I am going to attempt multitasking and start talking about my monthly goal setting process with you while I start getting ready. So the first important part is that I have started a goal idea list before we even get to this point in the month. And that also includes a quarterly goal idea list. So when I broke down my annual goals for the year, I had a bunch of ideas, right? That most of my goals are progressive. And so the breakdown of those goals, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I would go watch the video where I talk about how to break down your goals. Most of my goal breakdowns are just a bunch of ideas. It's an idea list. And I did that breakdown actually on my computer. I did it on a Word doc because I liked just being able to like have the ideas come out of my fingers and come to me faster. Typically, my brain works faster than I can like write things down. I am a pen and paper girl, but I'm also a time is of the essence girl nowadays. And so I did it that way for this year. I then transferred those breakdowns to Notes, the Notes app on my phone, which if you watch the vlog I did about my favorites, I talked about how like that was a favorite of mine, is the Notes app on my phone. But I like having access to it that way so that whenever I'm randomly thinking about goals, I don't need to be with my goal planner or with my computer to jot down ideas. So here's a snapshot of my quarterly goals idea list. Obviously, we're not talking about a new quarter in this video, but at the time you're watching it, it is almost time for a new quarter. And if you still need help setting up your quarterly goals, it is not too late. Join our community and watch the replay of the quarterly goal setup video. I promise it will be worth it. Anyway, so you can see my quarterly goal ideas. I have starred the ones that I think I'm gonna pick for Q2, but we still have a couple of weeks before I need to make that decision. So I'm not gonna worry about it. I wanted to start to narrow in a little bit to make me feel, it helps make me feel better when I'm like, I'm not focusing on this right now, but I'm gonna focus on it very soon, like next quarter soon. So that is my quarterly goal idea list. Then I start a monthly goal idea list, and I will start this list pretty much as soon as I am done setting up the prior month. So today, after I finalize my March goals in that video, we're gonna start well, I will start an April idea list. It is a little bit different, I guess, now that we are rounding a new quarter, but I still will start a list. And it allows me to, once again, not feel like, oh, I'm not picking this for this month, but it's there ready for me to go for the next month. So you could see that the quarterly goal notes had, I try not to put my Oura ring back on until I'm done with all the like face products on my face, because I find that it gets dirty very easily and then it doesn't track things properly. I do still love my Oura ring, which I talked about in not the last favorites video, but the favorites video before that. I do still love it. I just try not to wear it while I'm doing stuff like this because it gets dirty. Anyways, you can see that the quarterly ideas has the annual goals at the top of the list, or at the top of each section for me to brainstorm. And then the monthly goals one has all the quarterly goals. So the snapshot you're looking at now was my March ideas before I made the decisions to solidify any of those things. So these were the ideas that I either immediately transferred, like an idea I didn't use for February, or I added to it over the course of the month of February. So then when it comes time to actually update my goals for the month, I typically will, what I have been doing at least, is, and this has been all of the second month, so take this with what you will, because I'm still trying to find my new routines with having a baby. So my mom is always here on Wednesdays to watch her because I have my live on Wednesdays. Every other day is up in the air depending on what else we have going on, because the only other things scheduled on my calendar are the community calls, and those are either in the evenings or the weekends, and so my husband is watching her. So the rest of my work hours are always up in the air depending on what my mom has going on, what else we have going on that week. But Wednesday, she's always here. So what I have been doing is I will film my goals video the second to last Wednesday of the month. I can't do it the last Wednesday because I like the video to go up the first Monday. There may be times later in the year that it lines up a little bit nicer, but right now it doesn't. And so I will film it the last Wednesday. This month, that is the 21st today. That is pretty early. That's a pretty early date to be like finalizing your goals, but it doesn't mean that I'm giving up on my February goals. And to be honest, spoiler alert, I've actually finished all my February monthly goals. So that's exciting. Well, all except one that I'm actually carrying over. And so it doesn't really impact me. And so I will keep focusing on the daily and the weekly items. But either way, even if you set your goals early, it doesn't mean that you forget about the month that you're currently working on. So typically I'm gonna film it the last Wednesday. So the weekend before that is when I wanna actually work on my personal goal refresh. And once again, that felt a little early to me this month, but I had to remind myself that is what is best, given that I film about my videos. If I was not filming, I probably would have waited until this upcoming weekend to do them, but it is what it is. So this weekend, I sat down and I did all of the refresh pages. So in the Goals with Laken planner, and in a lot of goal planners, there's like a monthly reflections from the prior month, which I am still very bad at prioritizing, like the reflecting step of goal setting. I know how important it is. It's very important, but I am still bad at doing it myself. So that step, and then the thinking about the month ahead, what are our plans for the month? How many other things do I have going on? What do my resources look like, etc., etc. So over the weekend, I will do that step. Wow, talking and doing this at the same time is not easy. I will do that step, and then I will transfer my ideas to the Brainstorm page. So let me finish getting ready and then I'll show you that. All right, so here's the Brainstorm sheet that is out of my goal planner. By the way, I am somebody who prints out, my goal planner is printable, and I print it out each month as I need it. I don't print out the entire thing in advance. I know some of you went and got it printed and got it coiled, but one of the things that I have noticed as somebody who prints it out as I go is the page number doesn't match the number page on the PDF because I did not give the title page a page number. Like we have the title page and then page 1. Next year's version will not be like that, so that the printing actually matches up, because that is driving me bananas, because I just wanted to print out the pages that I needed and it wasn't exactly lined up. So anyways, just fun fact. And as always, I think I've said this in a few places, but in case you need the reminder, if you are using the Goals with Laken planner and you ever have a suggestion of something to change or update, please feel free to let me know. I can't promise that I will incorporate every suggestion that everybody gives, but I love hearing the feedback from you, because it is yes, I'm creating a planner that I want and that's perfect for me, but that doesn't mean that I don't want it to be a great product for you as well. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, the way that I use this page is I write down all my goals at the top and I write down my quarterly goals. So these are my 8 quarterly goals. Then I will transfer all the stuff from my phone. So that's step 1, is transferring everything from my phone. That includes carrying over anything from February. And the only one I'm carrying over in terms of a one-time step is December daily, because I'm not going to finish that, which is fine. Then what I will do is I will go through each one and I will think about, do I want to add anything? Do I want to make it smaller? Do I want to change things, etc.? So for example, when I was thinking about my AM routine, I was thinking, I feel good about the I am statements. The reading is still kind of hit or miss, but the I am statements are good. So I'm going to actually just go ahead and cross that one off. And then I actually added in doing December daily every day. Am I going to do it every day? I don't know. I will have already talked about that in my March goals video. I probably will think about it more then, but this is kind of my process. Then my dentist appointment actually has to get rescheduled. So even though I did that step in February, I went ahead and added that one on. And then I kind of just thought through, as I'm going through this, I also think about, do I need to add another layer? So for example, kind of like the December daily, how am I going to make sure that I'm getting that done? Well, I added a daily step to kind of help me get there. The weekly, same thing. In my brainstorm, I wrote down that I wanted to do 5 of my weekly tasks. So I went ahead and added weekly to daily as something, I know it feels a lot like, I use a lot of abbreviations, so it may not make total sense to you, but this is like the weekly tasks, recurring tasks. I need to clean the bathroom. I need to clip Charlie's nails, etc. So I don't necessarily expect myself to do one of these steps every single day, but since I'm doing a weekly step to do 5 of them, I wanted to break it down even further and have it as a weekly step. So I added that one also. And then the other one that I added is organize the baby stuff. I finally got my kitchen all organized and thought that quarterly goal, why was that page not want to stay? I finally got that quarterly goal all done. And then we got a bunch of new kitchen products because my daughter is now going to start eating real food, which is, first off, she needs to stop growing. That is just bananas to me. But I had to add that step too. That was not my original brainstorm because I thought that goal was done. So anyways, I will use this page. Then I will take this page, and it doesn't always usually end up this pretty in order. It just so happens that the brainstorming I did on my phone lended itself pretty nicely to what it ended up being. Sometimes the colors are all over the place, and that's one of the reasons why I like the brainstorm, so that when it's time to transition it all to this page, the tracker page, then I know exactly, okay, I need 4 orange stripes and 2 pink ones and so on and so forth, and I can go ahead and fill those in. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I fill in all of the highlights. You can see it's not perfect. It's not always straight. They're not always the same length. I do my best. I try to make them about the same length. Once I write over it, I feel like you can't really tell. Like there was last month's, wow, look at me filling in all of the monthly steps. I do my best, and I do that typically not filming it because I am way more likely to go fast, which I did here too. That is one thing I learned about myself over the years, is that when I film things, I do tend to rush and I'm way more likely to mess up, which is not my favorite thing, but it is what it is. So that is it. And now the next step is going to be to actually fill in this page, which I do as part of the goals video, which would have been up weeks ago. So that's kind of my whole process, my whole goal setting process from start to finish. And the month, obviously on a quarter, there's going to be a whole extra step, but all the pages or all the steps that I take are in my goal planner, except I felt like that one step where I'm doing it on my phone before was not, so that's why I wanted to share that in a video. But if you have any questions about that process, let me know down in the comments, and I'm happy to answer them either in the comments or in a future vlog or on a Q&A or whatever. But now I'm gonna film actually doing this step and try and get that done before the live. All right, I did this, I did this, I did this, and I did this, and it is about 11:35, so I have a little bit of time before the live. I'm gonna go hang out with my mom and my peanut for a little bit, get a cup of coffee, and then I will get all set up for the live. All right, I've actually got leftovers in the microwave to have a little light lunch before this live, and I'm gonna make my coffee for the live. I've been having a lot of iced coffee, but I'm gonna go hot today. And I'm actually gonna even heat up the half and half. That way it actually stays hot longer, and maybe even add a little bit of sweetness to it. I don't know, feeling fancy today. If I have hot coffee, it is always I had someone message me the other day. It's still the mushroom coffee from Four Sigmatic. Still my favorite. So, I don't know why I clicked record, then put my lipstick on. What I was gonna tell you is I wasn't even thinking. I typically do the thumbnail before there's something in my cup so that I'm not trying to like hold the cup in the thumbnail and not have things spill on me, but I wasn't even thinking. And so now here we are. I need to do the thumbnail for the live. My cup is full, but it smells so good. The other thought I just had, don't ignore the mess behind me, is that I just did clips for like 3 different videos because I did the goals video clip and then I am in the middle of the vlog and then I did the thumbnail for the live. And I think I have a couple minutes now before this live actually starts. I'm gonna get my computer set up. I'm gonna start, well, no, because I don't want it to slow down my computer. I think I need to upload the clips from my camera soon so that I don't have to think as hard later about what goes where. Also because I'm gonna be filming my goals video and I keep bumping up on space on my memory card. I need to delete some stuff off of there. So, and that's way easier to do on my computer than on my camera. When I bump into it on my camera, I will just delete like a clip or 2 to make space for what I'm working on, but I won't like go through and delete a bunch. So I'm gonna, it's 11:53. So I'm gonna do that afterwards, but I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget, because that's my other issue. Nowadays, I know, my mom brain. All right, it is later in the afternoon and we're gonna take a little bit of a pivot. So I obviously did the live. I did the recap. These are the work things that I got done after the live. I filmed the reels, but I did not do the like editing and caption piece of it. Filmed the goals, got all that footage, uploading to my editor and ready to go. Here is where things are gonna differ. I also can't do the podcast until my sister does her step. So I got almost everything done. The only like work thing that I wanted to do is finish doing the reels, which I probably could just like power through that if I wanted to. But it is absolutely gorgeous outside. Also, yes, I have a different shirt on because I changed shirts to do all the reels and didn't put my original one back on, but I probably will because I have black leggings on and I don't want to wear black on black. It is gorgeous outside. It is like 55 and sunny on February 21st. So my mom and Lila and I are gonna go for a walk and enjoy this beautiful weather. And I think we might also scope out some dinner places and find a place that we can go have dinner and enjoy the nice like weather. I don't know that it's necessarily warm enough to like eat fully outside, but if we can maybe find a place that's got big windows. I mean, it's February in Chicago. Like we're not expecting restaurants to necessarily have their outdoor spaces set up, but maybe. So we're gonna go for a walk and see what we can find. And then I crossed off dinner on my planner because if we find something, we probably will just go out to eat and enjoy the weather and the day instead of cooking dinner. I have one more meal that I planned for this week that I can absolutely just push and cook tomorrow. So I think that is where our day is headed. Right, it wouldn't be a vlog if we didn't do an outfit check for this cute girl. Hi, sweet peanut. We have our Disney little 2-piece outfit on. I am pretty sure this is from the Disney in Target. They had like a Disney baby for Target line of stuff, and she has quite a few things. Do you want to give a smile? Why do we look so sad? Are you still half asleep? Hi, beautiful. And of course this bow, which did not come with it, but it matches perfectly. I feel like I've shown this or talked about this before, but I got this set of bows on Amazon. Well, actually I registered for it and somebody gifted it to us, and the bow holder, the headband style, which could totally be put around like a ponytail once she is in ponytail stage. But one of the things that I got recently from with our registry discount that was ending are clippy bows. And she obviously does not have anywhere near enough hair yet for these, but they came in sets of 2, so you can do little pigtails. But now we have every color of clippy bows ready to go. And then we still have some of these like headband bows at the top that were either gifted to us or hand-me-downs, or some of these like match specific outfits. But one of the bows from this set matches this outfit. Just literally, it's the perfect color. Yeah, you're trying to grab the camera? All right, I know I didn't bring you along for most of the rest of the day. So my mom and I went for a walk. Turns out most of the restaurants did not have any sort of outdoor seating, or even the ones with the big windows didn't have their windows open, because even though I thought it was beautiful outside, it ended up being like 61 or something today. They were like, it's not quite warm enough to open the windows. But we did end up finding one restaurant that did, and it was actually a restaurant that we had never been to before, but had walked by a bunch of times and kept saying like, oh, we need to try that, we need to try that. But it's really more of a sports bar, but the food was actually very good. So I am glad that we finally ended up there. Well, let me rewind. My mom and Lila and I went for a walk in the afternoon to scope everything out. And then later on in the evening, we went to dinner, my mom and stepdad and Sam, my husband, and I, and Lila. And the waitress was so into Lila. She kept asking like how old she was, what was her name? Like she was super friendly, and it was a lot of fun. And it was nice just to get some fresh air without like being all bundled up for us, for her. So we did that, and then we came home, bedtime. She is now in bed. So it is my turn to get ready for bed, and I wanted to talk about two things. First off is taking off my makeup. In the vlog that actually went up this week, a couple of days ago, I asked for recommendations for a makeup remover, and man, did y'all deliver. But in that vlog, I acknowledged that I was going to probably run out before that video went live, and that is true. And so I ended up buying the CeraVe, I don't know if I'm saying that right, makeup removing cleanser balm. And I've been using it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think I actually like it better than, I like it better than the e.l.f. one, which I talked about in that video. And it is more expensive than the e.l.f. one, but not that much more. I don't like it as much as the Clinique one, but for the price point, it's okay. It's pretty good. The other thing I wanted to add is a lot of those comments keep talking about dual cleansing and that I should use a second cleanser after I remove makeup. I absolutely do that. I just didn't talk about that step in that video. I was just talking about the step to remove the makeup. I want the makeup to feel like it's gone before I move on to the next cleansing step. And I felt like the products I was trying, I wasn't loving them. So anyways, this is what I've been using. I'm gonna use this obviously until it's gone. The other ones are all gone. And then I will probably go back through those comments before I buy something else and check in. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and now we have a friend, hi sweet girl, is something that I am trying to help me with a struggle that I've been having, that I have been hearing from you for years. Those of you with kids have talked about struggling with. And I feel like it was definitely one of those things that I tried to give recommendations based on my habit brain, my knowledge of habits and routines and goals. And it is harder. Those things may have worked for you, but they also may have not, because until I experienced it as a mom, it was really hard to grasp, like to wrap my mind around. And that is the wanting to get in bed and scroll and scroll and scroll after your kid or kids go to bed. It's not like I don't get time to myself during the day, because I do, especially if my mom comes to help or when Lila's napping. But like, there is something about the end of day, laying in bed, like knowing that nobody should need you, and you just like want to sit there and scroll. And I'm totally guilty of it as well. So what I have been trying, which has been working for me, and so I wanted to share in case it might help with one of you as well. So first off is I will do my evening routine as soon as she is in bed. I put her in the crib and then I immediately start my Routinary app for my evening routine. It is very short. I showed it in a vlog during Vlogmas. There's only one extra step in addition to that, what's in that video. So it is very simple, but I start it as soon as she is in bed. That way I can't dilly-dally or procrastinate or scroll or put that off. Like, that is step one. Tonight I'm filming this clip. Well, I did the steps that were out in like the living room, kitchen area, and I'm gonna film this clip, and then I'll do the rest of them, which is like the stuff in the bathroom. So that is part one. Part two is that I give myself a set amount of time that I can do with whatever I want after she goes to bed. When that time is up, my phone needs to be away and I need to be trying to fall asleep. Now, that can include reading my book, but my phone or the TV or any of that kind of stuff needs to be done within a certain time after she goes to sleep. Now, I'm not gonna share the exact amount of time that I have chosen for myself, because that amount is going to vary greatly, and I don't want you to take what I do and automatically assume that's the right number, because it's the right number for me right now based on where we're at with her age, what time she goes to bed, our nights, etc. You might have and probably will have a different number based on what time your kid or kids go to bed, based on what time you want to be asleep, based on what time you get up in the morning, right? There's a lot of factors at play here. Are you a night person? Are you not? But try setting a set amount of time versus, now if your child goes to bed like the exact same time every night and it's always consistent, then you may be able to pick a time. That's what I was giving this advice. I was telling somebody about it. I don't know if it was on a live or community call where I was talking about it. And maybe if your kid or kids go to bed the exact same time every night, you would feel comfortable picking an exact time, like saying I'm going to turn off my phone, etc., gonna be in bed, whatever, at a certain time on the clock. For me, for whatever reason, it just has been working better for me to say, this is how much time I have. After she goes to bed, I have this much time to myself, and then I need to put my phone down and focus on getting to sleep. So hopefully that helps somebody. That's what's been working over here in our house. So I thought I would share. All right. It was probably not that long once it was edited, but I've now spent 10 minutes of said amount of time closing out this vlog. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every week focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. Let me try that again. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Just dropped my hairbrush in the trash. Had the blah, blah, blah. Did like, blah, blah, blah.